Hello and welcome to Horizons, episode 73 review, and it feels good to be back with an imminent Six Heroes battle. It's been a long time since we met Lapras, and with Liko wearing Lucius's belt, you know they mean business. It's not too long until Kleavor makes itself known, cutting a tree clean in two, jumping out behind the waterfall. Lapras actually comes out, and Kleavor seems to not get on, and they fight right away, as everyone speculates that Lapras' scars are from Kleavor. As they battle, I really love all the kids' Pokemon lighting up at this display of power. But the two stop fighting and fist bump. Maybe they're just testing each other. It's really cool to think because these Pokemon come from fiercer times, they needed to be strong to survive. Liko's appeal to Kleavor doesn't seem to work, and they don't give up on getting it on their side, finding a waterfall cave behind it and exploring it. Eventually with Reed and Perrin getting separated from the kids who reach the exit. You get a really cool setting, a bamboo forest where Kleavor lives. The kids don't want to waste time as it seems Kleavor is challenging them, so it's up to the kids and their Pokemon. What a great opportunity this is to show off how strong the kids have become. And doesn't really downplay Kleavor at all, as he's obviously been training for 100 years. They can leverage their strengths by using a Pokemon's agility to avoid damage and overwhelm numbers. But some great strategy is Orcalor and Quaxwell can distract from the floor while Florigato strikes from above. But again, Kleavor has knowledge and skill in the environment, luring the kids deeper into the forest. Not mentions that part of where Kleavor has an advantage is its focus. Even using sound to make sure it doesn't get hit, and their retreat is stopped by Kleavor as it summons a stone arena. At another point, Roy commands a flame charge which heats up some bamboo and explodes it, which immediately gives Roy an idea. They can do the same to cut up bamboo pieces to explode them, while he brings up his grandpa mentioning that what happens when you heat up bamboo. It reminds me of Brass's lesson to him about observing the battlefield for an advantage as well, really bringing up his Terrastal debut growth. Roy's plan, distracting Kleavor, finally lets Quaxwell and Florigato get hits in, even prompting Kleavor to run off for a bit. The kids continue pursuing, which Kleavor responds to with Stone Axe. I love that they don't get deterred here, especially Liko as she thinks Kleavor must be feeling cornered now. She has so much resolve and sees herself as time to Terrastalize, with the other two following, and they collide attacks as Kleavor pulls out Stone Axe, and the kids are using their strongest elemental moves, seemingly taking Kleavor down, but he launches Quaxwell into the other Pokemon and the battle is over. As the kids heal their Pokemon, Kleavor hadn't ran off. In fact, as they're better, it prompts them to follow it. With a view of Oni Mountain, Kleavor brings out his danger Pokeball. He's joining the team. But of course we get a Lucius flatback, seemingly like in Hisui as we see NPCs from Legends, which means it's quite funny to see Perrin here considering how important her ancestor was back then. So this flashback is about how Kleavor has been captured by the village and Lucius not only defends it, but frees it. We see Lapras get its scars protecting Lucius, but Lucius appeals to Kleavor again, wanting to go to Rakua and wants Kleavor to test its strength with him. Kleavor accepts and we get Lucius talking to an unknown person, Listle, as the flashback ends. It's something to ponder, but Kleavor joins the team, with Perrin and Freed theorising it was waiting for strong allies like in the past. Perrin says her goodbyes and promises to not say anything about Rakdos or Kleavor, but she's more motivated than ever. And as one last surprise back on the ship, it appears that Diana has returned as her Squawk abilities here. So this episode is flat out great. What a wonderful display for the kids, having been specifically training for these sorts of fights. Kleavor was such a cool opponent for them and they did not disappoint. Working together, fighting more tactically, fighting stronger, and not having Freed's assistance at all. No one felt lacking here. It's really good to see. Now one thing I can see being kind of annoying in this battle is how they use the same move a lot here. There's a lot of Flame Charge, Liquidation, and Acrobatics. And they're all very cool moves, just used a lot here. I don't think it ruins the battle for me at all, but I did think we wish we saw a little bit more creativity move-wise. But I think that made up for that with tactics, so it does balance out. This episode doesn't really waste our time either. The focus is the fight. There's not much preamble, and what's there is pretty awesome. As part of that was teasing Lapras and Kleavor having a particular connection, which also has some nice payoff connecting them to Kleavor's original capture, which leads to our heroes capturing it. And of course, we get a tease for next episode. Who's this Listle? It's something we get to find out, and it's really interesting. So yeah, just all in all, this is a really great episode. It was really great being back with the Six Heroes plot, and I am very excited to see where the rest of the story goes.